Bye! Course start, the Citadel. Wait, is the mod not over yet? Is it still seriously not over? Continue to Citadel. Well, this has got to be where the screen comes up then. Ayo! Thanks for playing. You're welcome. That was fun. Long ago, two species ruled the solar system. Okay, so all right, we can true reset if we really wanted to, but I don't really want to. That was a lot of fun. That was a heck of a lot better than Foundry, and like I said earlier, the Undyne date section with the glitch of not being able to open your menu or empty a full inventory, that's technically carryover from the Foundry section, not this update, since I could have technically gone back for the date right then and there. This update boasted a lot of fun stuff. Again, the Metaton initial fight was probably my favorite new inclusion of this. I thought it was fun to have the whole zipping mechanic back and forth, as well as having Shyren and having the Mad Dummy and having a bunch of different options. Cameos during that fight was pretty fun. I felt like they definitely made it different than the vanilla Undertale, so it feels like they addressed every criticism. The Foundry seems to be better lit than it was previously. The section wasn't very samey compared to the previous areas. The fights were pretty fun, and I overall had a pretty good time with it. Apparently that was intentional, especially considering the fact that hoarders people may have filled inventories. I filled up everything. It's not like I was trying to. It's not like I'm like, oh, we're at this vending machine, let's get like 9 million different things. No, I filled up everything like effortlessly. Apparently, all my dimension boxes are filled right now, and my inventory has like, well, actually, after the Metaton fight, it has like no spaces left. I healed so much during that single fight, even though I didn't have to. It was like all pretend. I think all things considered, I think everything was just addressed. The puzzles and the encounters in puzzle rooms, they were removed. In at least in section 4, like every time we had to do the plane crossing to get the minuses to pluses or get them stabilized to 0, there were no encounters until like the consoles and everything else were done. So that criticism was addressed too. So in terms of promise for this project, I think I have a lot more respect for it than I did before. That's not to say I disrespected it, but it's clear we have a creator that's listening to feedback and actively trying to make the game better, which is what I think a lot more projects certainly need to do. I'm glad when we have somebody that's taking all those steps. The fact that all the outernet messages, you're not bombarded with them, and interrupting the gameplay, can do that all later. The one thing I would say is that it was very text heavy at areas, like very text heavy, and some of the scenes I felt could have been trimmed a little bit, but I do like the fact that it does expand on some of the lore and universes. I carried random armor. The game gave me it. Like, does it want me to just drop it and leave it on the ground? Like, it's not one of the mods where I can come back and pick up the item later and leave it on the ground. What are we doing, Resident Eviling it up in here, just leaving our items wherever we want? A different snow grave? Yeah, but I mean, all things considered, the length of that and the fact that I think Alphys's role in core was really kind of non-existent. She's like, here, I'll hold your hand, I'll stay with you on the phone the entire time. And why? Why did she have to do that? I mean, I guess she told us about a puzzle, but like, okay. Her role didn't seem to really have the gravity it did in Undertale. And, I don't know, that was just kind of a little bit strange. 5 hours later, like, well, I give long speeches, I'm sorry, it's my review style. Yeah, so, but as far as things are concerned, I think it's a very strong product. And, I mean, I recommend Part 4. I didn't recommend 1 through 3. I mean, 1 was kind of good, 2 wasn't, 3 definitely wasn't, but 4's pretty solid. I'd recommend it. The G in IGN stands for Guard. Yeah, 7.8 out of 10. Too much hydro dampening fluid. unfortunately, as my final review score. No, I mean, I'd give it an 80. I mean, I'd give part 4 an 80. I think it's dragged down by several of the other things that I've mentioned, but I think it's overall pretty solid.